literally had to go through a proverbial talk somebody down off the ledge of a tall building to get her to release the cabinets. And from that point on, she had completely alienated herself with every employee in the company, which only exacerbated her problems. So we had to go through a very, very kind of rancorous negotiation to buy her out and get her out of the building because she was just destroying morale in that division. So that's a fairly unusual case of acquisition transition work.
I guess that's a little bit less common nowadays when people are remote. There's not really buildings to walk into and steal files from.
Well, that's the case, and also we're far more digital today, so that wouldn't be near the issue if there are even any file cabinets at all.
What else have you seen that is something that would cause someone to not get the deal done?
The first thing we see most frequently is that when someone calls us and they want to say, hey, it's time for me to sell my company, my kids don't want to buy the business, they don't want to be in the business, and it's time for me to get out. The first thing we see that is going to make the company unsellable or take a really long time is they have terrible accounting, if they have any accounting at all. It's amazing how large a company can be, and they don't do any budgeting, they don't do any regular monthly financial reporting. They essentially do what's called checkbook accounting, where they look at their checkbook. If they've got enough cash in there, then they pay their bills. And that's frequently. I did a turnaround on a $60 million 501c3 that made $5 million a year for the charity, and they really had no idea what their cash flow was, what their forecasting was. They'd never set a budget in 30 years. So that's a fairly common thing. The second thing that we see most frequently is a business where the company is either completely or almost solely dependent on the owner of that company for its ongoing operations and success. And most times those companies don't get sold, or if they do, the buyer is going to require that owner to stay on board for probably an extended period of time, which is counter to why they're selling the company to begin with.
I go back and forth trying to think about businesses that I would want to do that could be scalable but not need me. And I find that the things that I'm the best at require me. So I struggle because there's a disconnect between what I want to do and what I'm good at.
It's one of the differentiators there. So for you, with your extremely fascinating background and skill set, that it's a question of whether you want to create a sustainable ongoing business that can run perfectly well and successfully if you're taking a 30-day trek around the world, or if you want a business where you can quite often make substantial amounts of money, but that it's dependent either solely on you or nearly so.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this insight, I've handpicked another video for you right here on the screen. For more actionable strategies that get you real results, hit subscribe.